Hello and welcome back to the Poe Show YouTube channel. I am your host, Spider-Man. Please don't tell my wife my secret identity. I'm sorry that I have been so very busy lately. I haven't uploaded a review here since then. I got longer hair now too. Yeah. You like that? Today I'm going to review The Cask of Amontillado, a short film featured on the Poe Movies YouTube channel. Seems like my kind of channel, so I am subscribed. And you should subscribe to the Poe Show if you like horror podcasts, horror movie reviews, and the works of Edgar Allan Poe. This film was directed by Thad Tchaikovsky, and the screenplay was written by Thad and Frank Torino Jr., who also plays Fortunato. Young Montresor is played by David J.M. Beetlejuice, music by Matthew Tate. Right off the bat, we have some establishing shots of Bones and Wine, which just so happens to be the name of my hard rock band. The opening does make me feel like I'm about to watch a pirate movie, but I like it. A soldier touches a stone wall for no reason, then asks his father why he was brought down to this cellar. The soldier's father says he has a legend to tell about being bound to his destiny to protect their family name. This film is attempting to answer the biggest question of the Cask of Amontillado. Why would Montresor tell any one of his crimes, especially after 50 years? I answered that question with religion because it made sense to me that as Montresor is getting closer to the end of his life, that he wants to save his soul by confessing his sins. But by the end of the episode, Montresor shows his true colors and laughs at Fortunato, and it echoes while you hear chains and bells in order to signify that Montresor is still spiritually in that cellar.
In pace requiescat.
He isn't sorry for what he did, and he's definitely damned his soul, and no confession is changing his heart. Montresor has suffered 1,000 injuries of Fortunato, but we never learn what those injuries were. The Montresors were once a great and prosperous family, but aren't any longer. The story hints that this is Fortunato's fault somehow, but it doesn't explain further. Next, we see Fortunato at a party, stealing someone else's wine right from their hand. Great move to make him look like an asshole, but the other actor just goes back to talking, so it doesn't seem like a big deal. Oh, wasn't that mine? Whatever. Perhaps if the other guy got outraged at the insult, then saw it was Fortunato and got afraid and tried to apologize, that would read better to Fortunato's status and how other people treat him.
Although in other regards, he was a man to be respected and even feared.
Because the perspective of the writer, Montresor, is that Fortunato is an oaf who pretends to be of a nobler class, but everyone else accepts this facade as truth. Montresor is the only one who sees through it. Montresor arrives at the party being only one of 2 people to wear a mask to a masquerade. For no reason, by the way, because he immediately takes it off and never uses it again. Also, it's difficult to tell what time period this film takes place in. The invitations are to a masquerade ball, so that infers an older time, but there are tons of people with obviously gimmicky Halloween costumes, so that infers a modern time. But it takes place at a castle, which infers that if it's modern time, somebody's got a castle. Montresor informs Fortunato of the Amontillado wine he just bought, and Fortunato is pretty excited.
Amontillado?
I have my doubts.
Amontillado!
And I must satisfy them.
Montresor ignites Fortunato's ego by saying he's going to get this rare, expensive wine verified by a man named Lucchesi.
Lucchesi?
Oh, Lucchesi?
Lucchesi.
Lucha Libre. I like this comparison Fortunato gives of Lucchesi's taste in wine.
Could not tell the difference between Amontillado and a King's Tinkle.
Because in the original story, Edgar Allan Poe uses the same line twice, and it seems a bit awkward to hear it reused. Fortunato insists they visit the vaults to get the Amontillado, and the men leave. Wait, what's going on here? What is she doing? She looks like a bird trying to fly away. This is so distracting. Hawaii! Once in the vaults, the men stop walking, but their footsteps don't.
The pipe?
Then Fortunato starts a coughing fit and suddenly turns into a stock sound effect.
Cannot be responsible.
Besides, there's always Lucchese.
Enough!
They share a drink and continue down the vaults, getting drunker and drunker. Fortunato sings a song, which sounds like neither of them know the words to.
Lonely never no more. When I play wild rover, lonely never no more.
Montresor continues to tempt Fortunato back to the surface, but Fortunato insists they keep going. He then starts dancing the Macarena and says it's a sign of the Masons. You know, the Freemasons, stonemasons, Illuminati, putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. You've heard of him. Then Montresor jokes that because he carries a trowel, which is another word for small shovel, that makes him a stone mason. He's making a joke about wordplay. Once at the recess with chains on the wall, Montresor blows something into Fortunato's face and traps him with the chains. Blowing powder in Fortunato's face isn't in Edgar Allan Poe's original story, but it's probably included because it would have seemed awkward to film it without Fortunato having another form of distraction. Once trapped, Montresor smiles, and he starts monologuing.
True! The Amontillado!
But I swear the filmmakers must have been referencing another short film of the Cask of Amontillado, or perhaps a couple. There's an animated version of the story from 1978 and one from the 80s that stars John Hurd as Montresor. I'll have links to both in this video description. John Hurd, for those who don't know, is the dad from Home Alone. So if he really wants to get rid of Fortunato, he should just tell Kevin that he's one of the wet bandits and step back. You know what Kevin would be using those bricks for. Montresor, you're just leaving a man to die. Your son is a psychopathic murderer who likes to build Rube Goldberg machines to torture people. Step up your game, pal. A lot like the version starring John Hurd, we open with Montresor dressing for a party and making himself look pristine. He wears a mask for 1 second, then abandons it immediately. They're both set at a castle. They both have a reveal of the stones meant for Fortunato's tomb. And they end in very similar camera frames. But there's one major difference between these two films.
Amontillado, Amontillado,
Amontillado?
Amontillado, 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 the Amontillado, the Amontillado.
They mispronounce Amontillado the entire film. It bugged me so bad. Lucchese.
Lucchese?
A Lucchese?
Lucchese.
Montresor begins walling up Fortunato's intended tomb, but takes a moment to listen to the chains as Fortunato struggles to free himself and conducts them as if they are music to his ears. Both of the men have a screaming match, and Montresor has some pipes on him. Fortunato's final attempt to convince Montresor to free him fails, and he's blocked up behind the wall. And instead of saying the last line of the story, a plaque reading "In pace requiescat" rests on the wall. The ending is a little confusing to me though, because the music gets very tragic and sad. Which it is sad that someone is essentially being buried alive. But it's weird to end on a note of making us feel sorry for Fortunato. While it is a tragedy, that's not how the story is being told. It's a revenge story told from Montresor's perspective. So the ending music of the film makes it feel like Montresor feels sorry for what he's done, which he obviously doesn't. So that's conflicting for me. And then the music switches up like crazy. I wish we could have heard more of this music in the film. It only comes up briefly while Montresor is chaining up Fortunato, so that's a shame, but it's a really good theme. In conclusion, in closing, all in all, in summary, and every other synonym that you came up with in grade school for saying I'm trying to make my final point, I like this short film. It is basically a word-for-word recreation of Edgar Allan Poe's classic story of the Cask of Amontillado for film. It's well made, and the filmmakers and actors obviously understood the subtext to all of the dialogue. So as far as accuracy to the real story by Edgar Allan Poe, this movie is as close as you can get. Yes, they took some liberties with the opening and changing the ending line to be a plaque on the wall, but it makes sense. This was a fun short film that was filmed very well. I definitely want to watch some more from Poe movies, and I think they did a great job. And you can purchase a DVD of this short film if you so wish. It's linked in their description. Obviously, I will link their film in this video, so feel free to go give them a watch as well. Thank you so much for watching this video on the Poe Show YouTube channel. I sincerely appreciate your time and willingness to hear me talk about more Edgar Allan Poe related properties, and I hope you'll join me for the next one. I'd really love to build up this YouTube channel for the Poe Show, so if you have any Edgar Allan Poe properties like movies or TV shows that you'd like me to review, then please comment them down below. I want to do a lot more for the Halloween season, and I plan to do at least another video for Halloween. And if you like my content, then subscribe to this YouTube channel so that way you can watch more, and like and share this video so that way it can get to more people and support me and this podcast and YouTube channel that I love doing so much. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video on the Poe Show YouTube channel.
And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore.